Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,
Vaheguru ji, hum abgun pare ek gun nahi, amrit shad ke dikhahi, maya moh param pe phule, sudara syo preet lagai, ek uttam panth sunyo gur sangat, treh milant jam tras mitai, एक अरदास पाठ की रखती, गुरु रामदास राखो सरनाई, बलिहारी गुरु अपने द्योहारी सदवार, जिन मानस ते देवते किए कत न लागी वार, जे सो चंदा उग बह सूरज चढ़े हजार, एते चांद न होंदिया गुर बिन घोर अंधार, गुर बिन घोर अंधार। कृपा शासन जी वाहिगुरु जी वाहिगुरु जी। So thanks very much to Sikh2Inspire letting me on this at the camp. And Sukrasi as well, who's given up this lot. So he was going to do one of the talks, but he's let me come on. Today's talk is about my guru. So I put my guru in me, with my guru in I. This A doesn't make sense, but it's about personal reflection. So some of the pauses for thinking is going to be a bit personal. So it doesn't necessarily have to be with a group, maybe just with the person next to you. But the idea is for us to think about our relationship with our guru. So this is the logo, arm yourself with knowledge. Kaljug, in Kaljug we need the Gyan Khadak. Yeah? But sometimes, if you scare someone by saying you should learn Guru, it can be quite scary for the average person. But if you're giving them something which is going to help them, because it is a bit of a jung out there. There's a lot of people that are trying to question us all the time, trip us up. And sometimes you have to give them the knowledge just to fight that as well. So, going on to today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a bunch of different words, analogies of our Guru. And because sometimes we can get into thinking of our Guru as just one thing. So it's good to think, because Maharaj is amazing and they're perfect. And it's good to think of them in different ways. Because there's no way, like he says, Kya ho, kathi, 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 katna, katna jai. So he's beyond. How do you describe all his facets? So job side was Guru Gobind Singh Ji's trying to describe Akal Purukh to us. But they're saying in the beginning they can't do it. But here's some of the Karam Naam that he does. But sometimes even in Bani there's so many different ways of explaining Guru. But sometimes we get stuck in just one or two of them. And that's not good, because just as our relationship with our friends and family changes, our relationship with our Guru can also change. So what we need to do is kind of see that it doesn't have to be the same all the time. It can be slightly different, and different ways of connecting to our Guru. Just the way that I might see my Guru might be different to the way you see your Guru. So in many ways, as a Sikhis, it's a Dharam, but there's every person has their own religion in many ways, yeah? And everybody's got their own path they kind of walk as well. So there's different facets. So we'll go through a couple. Just to start with, right at the beginning of the Mool Mantra, there's Gur Prasad. And the word Gur Prasad normally is translated in so many different ways in the English translation. I'm just going to give 2 examples here. First one being, the Guru is the gift. If you were thinking it from a Akal Purukh's point of view, when we hear the word Gur Prasad, that Mool Mantra was given to Guru Nanak Dev Ji when they were up in Sachkhand. When they were 27 years old, they were given the Gurgaddi. Then Maharaj was called to Sachkhand. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji himself, in their Bani, explains that Honta Di Rekar, Kari Raya. They talk about what happened to them when they were at that time. And what they say specifically is they were given the hukum to go out there and spread the Shabad. Ta Di Kare Pasao, Shabad Bajayo. They told to spread out. So, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is the gift to us from Allah Akbar. You know, Mala says, Suni Pukar Ta Tar Guru Nanak Chak Mahi Prathak. So they've been sent. So the first bit is that Guru is a gift, but also that Guru has power. People have started to translate Guru Prasad to not reflect Guru's power. You know? And that's like Maharaj is always telling us, even yesterday's Hukumnama said, that I ask Allah Akbar, my binti is to God to give me Guru. You know? Join me to my Guru. Satguru Data Meni Velavo. So you're asking God to give me Guru. So the first part is there. The second part is that Guru is got the power then to connect us to God. We have to go through a Guru. Now if we have to go through a Guru, we might as well go through a Satguru. You know? A Guru who actually is one with the one and can teach us the truth. So Guru has the power of Kirpa. And it says in Asa Diwar, which some of you hopefully heard this morning, when it says, Satguru which aap rakhyo, kar paragat aag sunaya. And God has placed himself in Guru, and he's making it clear to everybody. So it wasn't like if we went 300 years to the court of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, they wouldn't have said to us that Guru Gobind Singh Ji is a teacher. They would have said God's come down to teach us. Yeah? So sometimes we tell our kids some words which don't reflect the power of Guru. Because teachers, you don't want to take your teacher at school. We don't say, Mother, please give me the gift of maths. I mean, surprising the teacher, but I'm sure he has got people back. He said, I'll do it. But people don't come up and say, give me maths. They say, teach me maths. Yeah? But with our Guru, we're not just asking him to teach us about God. We're saying, actually, enlighten us, do kirpa upon us, bless us. So we need a Guru to bless us. Yeah? And Maharaj has that power. And again in Asa Diwar it says, Satguru Jevar Data Ko Nahi, Sab Sunyo Lok Sabaya. So everybody listen, every silence will know, there's no one as great as Guru. Yeah? So our starting point on our faith is not all religions are not equal. That doesn't make any sense. Because why would we follow our way? Yeah? For us, our faith is the best. For other people, their faith might be the best. That's fine. We're not here to tell them they're wrong. But for us, Guru is the highest. Yeah? So for us, Maharaj is the light of God. Yeah? Just like Suraj shines, the kiran is what gives you the light. Yeah? And even if you look at ancient philosophers, they talk about people being so far away from the truth. They were like Plato, philosophy. Plato talked about people being in a cave and not knowing the truth whatsoever. And when they came out of the cave, they couldn't cope with the light. It was too bright from the sun. So what they would do is they would look down on the ground for the pools of water. And the pools of water would reflect the sun. Now he didn't actually mean people were in a cave. Because you can see we're not in a cave, right? But spiritually, we might be in a spiritual cave, away from our true self. But we need that Guru to reflect the light. So although he's the light of God, actually the second thing I'll say is comes up in Bani. You know how we sing when Guru Nanak's birthday comes up, everybody sings the Chandra Chadeya. Have you heard that? Mitti Tunda Jagachan Hoya Chandra Chadeya. Why did we call Maharaj the Chand? We've got to think about that, eh? Because there's actually, and Bani explains as well why they call him the Chand. Why is Maharaj? Firstly, it's Kaljug. In Kaljug is described in Bani as Kur Amavas Mardya. That is a dark, moonless night. Amavas means moonless night. So of darkness, not normal darkness, but of Kura means ignorance, yeah? Not untruth. So in this dark, moonless night, where the truth can't be seen anywhere, along comes Guru Nanak Dev Ji as the reflection of God. But also because the moon reflects God. The moon reflects the sun. Yeah? And Guru reflects God. Yeah? So whenever we say like, what is our Guru, sometimes it's hard to explain our Guru. An easy way is to say he's the moon. He reflects the sun. That's it. And specifically in Kaljug, we need the moon. You don't need the sun in Kaljug because it's dark. Yeah? It would get rid of all the darkness. So Akal Purakh, has sent us the moon. Now, a lot of, not modern Sikhs, but there's a thinking in Sikhi which stays away from this word Devta. Yeah? It says, oh, that's a wrong word. But if you look at a lot of the old pictures, what you see is Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is quite big. And a lot of Devi Devte, Matha taking to them. Yeah? Pastor Krauss Singh already told the story yesterday of when Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, when they came to meet Guru Nanak Dev Ji as Pailana, and that Devi that they were worshipping was actually sweeping the floor outside Guru Nanak Dev Ji's house. Yeah? So we have this in Bani, Devan Dev, yeah? Rajan Raj Pan Pan Devan Dev Upama. But he's the Devi, he's the deity of the deities. All the Devi Devas worship Guru Nanak, or they worship our Guru. They're all the same. But we see pictures of Guru Gobind Singh Ji flying with a Devi flying around over the Chaurside. So that's how the Sikhs in the old days saw him, that he was the highest being amongst all godly beings. Yeah? And that he's the avatar of Kaljug. Yeah? So like we said in Kaljug, the moon. And then when the solution is there, the problem is being given. People are saying, why did Maharaj make Maya? We were in that Q&A and they were like, why did he make this Kaljug? Well, he made the problem and he gave the solution. That's good of him. He's not really messing up, he's not like giving us a problem that's intractable. He gives a problem which is solvable, but that we need to do Uddham to solve that problem. And then he gives us a solution as well. So Guruji is the avatar of Kaljug. Now what does it mean to solve Kaljug? For me, it means taking it to Satchug. Yeah? So you have this Satchug, Treta, Dwapur and Kaljug. But after this, we're not going to go back up this way. After this is Satchug. Yeah? So therefore, Maharaj is here to bring Satchug. I remember this, Jehovah's Witnesses, they come on your door, and I'm sure every single person here probably has had Jehovah's Witnesses come and knock on their door. So the lady comes to our house and she's like, oh, do you want to become, she shows that book, they have that book, The Watchtower, and it's a loaded question, right? Because of course you're not going to say no. They say, wouldn't it be nice to live in a world like this? What are you going to say? It's a beautiful place, everybody's happy. What are you going to say? No. I'd like to, I actually go clubbing baby seals on the weekends, so I don't want to live in a world like that. So it's a loaded question. Of course you're going to say yes. Then they're going to launch into, you can't have it. They give you the carrot. They go, you can't have it unless you become one of us. Now, what she said to me, she goes, are you waiting for Satchug? They've been told all this. And I said, no, we're not waiting for Satchug. She goes, what do you mean? Because she's been told that Sikhs are waiting. I said, we're going to make Satchug. And I took her back. I was like, Guru Nanak Dev Ji has blessed the Khalsa Panth with the mission to make Satchug. The ultimate seva of the whole planet, Sarvata Pala, is that we bring Satchug upon the planet. And Guru's blessed the Khalsa with that mission. No other Panth got given that mission, that seva of the planet, to make Satchug. But the Khalsa was blessed with this mission. So it's a great mission, it's a gift to us. Imagine that seva for the planet. To make an age of enlightenment, so that every single person can have access to that spiritual truth that God is inside them. The same way that you see in Vani, Bhagat Nam, they're saying, Hindu, Anna, Turku, Kana, Duhante Gyani Shan. So the Gyani, the person who's got Gyan, who's living in Satchug, can see God inside them and see God external. Whereas the Turku is Kana, he's blind. He's not one-eyed, because he only sees God outside, but not God in here. Because it says in it what Gyani is. Pranad Nanak, Gyani kaisa hai. What's a Gyani? Aap pachane, bujhe soy. Knows himself, what's inside, ki man tu jo saru hai. And knows him is the one true. So, and really that's about morals and spirituality. To have that kind of morals, which is day for day. Everybody should have food, everybody should have medicine, everybody should have education, and everybody should have freedom. Everybody should have human rights. That's day, and that's day. Day for us is food. So that when Paikaninga was giving up water, Maharaj said give up medicine as well. So it includes all those basic needs. And then other sides, basic rights, which is day. Shastran ke adheen hai Raj. You can't have it without somebody protecting it for you, because people will take it off you. So the Khalsa has been given that seva of protecting everybody else's human rights. So they have the same opportunity that they should do. The freedom of choice. So that's for me, day. Yeah? And Maharaj says, day, jal mein do chale. Sare paase these two things should be there. So that's the kirpa as well. Sache Pasha. That's what we call him, isn't it? To dithe Sache Pasha. in Ramdali ki Awaaz, Satya Balwanda saying to Guru Angad Dev Ji, when we see you, the dirt of countless life forms is wiped out just by seeing Guruji. And imagine if he sees you back, that kirpa he has, we get to see him, we get blessed. Or they look upon us with their kirpa dristhi. Now, when we say Sache Pasha, it's alright to say he's our true king. You know the story, many of you have heard the story when Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji was in Delhi and they were hunting at that time with, I think it was Jahangir. And the Sikh who was a grass cutter came to find Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. And he bowed down to the wrong king and he started asking him for naan. And he said, I can't give it to you because the Mughal king, he was like, I'm just an earthly king. So he goes, oh, you're not my true king. The true king for us is a specific word and it means he has lordship over this world and the next world. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji he's king here and king there. So he decides he gets into both kingdoms. So he can make it successful here and in the next world. Eh log sukhi hai, parlok suhele. Nanak har prabh ape, because he is Vaheguru, he reflects, he is the one. So not only is he a king in the next world, spiritually, but in this world, he set up a kingdom. This bit we not sometimes get a bit confused because somebody said, what do you mean Khalsa Raj? I'll give you a few examples here. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is described in Satya Balwant ki Awaaz, जैसे कि नानक राज चलाया, नानक राज चलाया, सतकोट सतानी नींव थे. He started up a kingdom, and truth was the foundation of that kingdom. Guru Sahib was always called the true king. In Slok Mahadev also it says, जिस दिन सच्चे सच्चा बादशाह सिर सामाने शाह जिस पास बैठ गया सो ही है सबना दागे साहब. So he is the true king for us. But the Sikhs have always seen him as a true king. Earthly laws don't matter. What the kings and kings of the world are telling us doesn't matter. Prime Minister of England doesn't matter. It's Guru Gobind Singh Ji's hukam that works for the cause. That's the true order of God. Because he reflects him. So, and some people say, well, how is he a king? How is he physically a king? Well, look at Akalta. It's made by our Guru. It's actually a throne. You can't, if you're a king, it's like a throne. Guru Sahib makes a throne higher than the throne of Delhi. Physically, they measured the height of the throne of Delhi and they made a throne just a little bit higher than that throne. And then on top of that, they sat on it. They didn't just make a throne like we make the takht, where we put our Guru there. There's no point having an empty seat saying God sits there but we can't see him. They sat there. They made it obvious who they are. So Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji ruled from the throne of God. He ruled with God's power. Yeah? And not only that, he actually ruled an area. The Muslims of Sri Hargobindpur need a mosque. They didn't go to the Mughal kingdom. They didn't say, oh Mughal king, give us a mosque. Yeah, it's in the leaflet you've got. They came to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji and they said, make us a mosque. The Maharaj did make them a mosque. So that you were a ruler. They weren't just a spiritual ruler. They physically governed areas and they were a ruler of that land. Okay, so I'll put Dev Fateh there, which one I described as well, that they actually did live for that. Wherever they went, they did this. Dev Fateh. Now, another facet of Gurus, the true master, and Sacha Sahib Ek Tu. The true Sacha Sahib, Sacha Sahib Sachana. He's a true king, the true master. Now, if you say he's a master, then what is a Sikh? Chela. That's what we're talking. A Sikh is a disciple. But a disciple is one that accepts him as his master. So basically, if you can't, like you have like slavery nowadays, yeah, is not good. People criticize slavery. But the thing is, Sikhi is slavery. It's a voluntary slavery agreement. You're entering into a voluntary, you're putting yourself into bondage to the Guru. You're saying, Band Paya, that's the Guru Pure. Guru's traveling, Band Paya, You say Bandhan to, you destroy my bandhans, but actually you're putting yourself into, and it's not, and then it says, Hoi Saram Kalyan, everything was amazing. I became a servant of God. So when you look at that word, keep becoming a servant of the Guru, like yesterday's Hukumnama started off with, without Bin Satguru Severe, Bautal Duklage. You could translate that to mean that without becoming a servant of Guru, Sevak Sikh Sabay Karta. without becoming a servant, i.e. a Sikh of the Guru, dukh lagna hai. Because Maharaj is here to dukh parhar, sukh karla. He's here to take away your dukh and give you sukh. But without you accepting him as your Guru and submitting to him as the master, then how can you do it? You have to see. So he's our master. And the true relationship for me, not the true relationship, it's the wrong word, one that resonates with me a lot. This might be one that doesn't resonate with you, but for me, this is the one that resonates. He's our king, or he's the Lord Master. We just follow him. Jo kahe, jo Guru kahe, so he follow him. I remember this katha once, and it said that Guru Angad Dev Ji was asked, what time is it for Guru Nanak Dev Ji? And they said, whatever time you say is. And they go, what, check if the sun is up. And they said, you tell me. If it's up, it's up. If you say it's not, it's not. You know? It was just accepting him as the ultimate arbiter. Now why would you accept him? Eh? Why would you accept him as the ultimate arbiter of right, truth, wrong, of God's hukum? Because of all this we just talked about. That he's been sent. He has that power. He can do kirpa. He's a divine being. Yeah? They did miracles. People start saying now they didn't do miracles. But they did miracles. By Pujit Singh yesterday talked about what they did, what Amar Das did with that leper. But there's loads of examples like this now in history. You don't stop a rock with your hand. All those people now that come up and become saying, there's this Satnami guy walks around saying that him and his Das and Das are like Guru Nanak Dev Ji and Guru Angad Dev Ji. Well, let's stand them up and throw a stone on them. See if they can stop it. Huh? These are the things that they're not prepared to put themselves in that stand. But whenever Guru Sahib was put on the spot, they did it. Huh? They knew who they were, and they chose when they wanted to. Sometimes they decided not to go to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, let their cease, be shaheed. But they also gave them a message on the string around the neck. Huh? They said that I didn't give up my principles, though you expected me to. Huh? So, also, this is a really important one. Guru is pura, complete, perfect. You can kind of read it. So Guru is pura Gur, pure Guru ka sunapadesh. Listen to the teachings of the truth of the perfect Guru. Now, if Guru is perfect, it's because Akal Purakh is perfect as well. Yeah? So it says in Bani quite clearly, Pulan andar sabko, apol Guru kartar. Everybody can make mistakes, but not Guru and not God. Now this is something very hard for some people to take. Guru Sahib didn't make mistakes. They just didn't make mistakes. Yeah. So now when it says in Bani, he might have says, Hum papi nirgun, that I'm a sinner. Some of the Christian people out there started to say, oh, your Guru was not perfect, so therefore we should follow Guru Satguru Jesus. That's what they call him. They say your Guru wasn't perfect because he made mistakes. He says he's a sinner. Now the thing is just understand this, right? Who reads Bani? We do it. Yeah, if we said I am perfect, Guru Sahib said I am perfect, we would read I am perfect, and we would get all that on God. Bani is for us to read, isn't it? When I said, "Aavo Sikh Sadguru ke pyare ka wo sachi Bani." Maharaj is Bani. We have to read Bani. It's there for us to get all this. So we're obviously going to say Hum papi nirgun. Yeah, and then we're going to praise our Guru. He pura Guru. Yeah. So because he can't make a mistake, the Sikhs watched. There were Sikhs that became Sikhs when they realized this and they saw them how they lived. And the thing is if we don't know our history of our Gurus, we can't understand this. You have to see, you have to study their history. You can't know someone's perfect unless you've met them, innit? And you can't meet them unless you study about them. So Guru's Itihas and Guru's Bani is important to understand. And then we can understand that they are perfect, which means we can trust them. That's why when Guru Gobind Singh Ji in 1699 picks up a kirpan and they say, I want a head. What they didn't ask was, who wants to wear Panjab cars? What they didn't ask is, who wants to be part of the mighty, mighty Khalsa? Yeah? They didn't ask that. What they said, who wants to die today by their sword? And only the person who has that belief that Guru is perfect would believe it's alright for Guru Gobind Singh just chop their head off. There's no other reason you would go up there and think, it's not, unless you've got like some kind of death wish and you decided that you're going to end your life anyway, then you'd go up. But really, the only reason a Sikh would follow the Guru is because they've got complete faith that he's Pura. Because he can't make a mistake. If he wants to take our head off, there must be a good reason for it. Huh? And that, the word that you can't see there, the complete part, is one way of understanding perfect is to say the perfect mission and the perfect tools to complete that mission. You understand? The perfection is kind of like you can judge perfection. A car is perfect because a car it will get you to go in the car and let you go somewhere. Now there's different varies of perfection, right? Faster car, cooler looking car. But if you can imagine the most perfect car, it has certain characteristics you can take off. The same way, the word guru, perfect guru, you can even sort of judge it before you accept it. You can sort of check it out. You know? Try before you buy something. You can turn up and study the system. And for that, why is he perfect? Because he gave the perfect system and the perfect mission. The perfect mission being to merge with the God wider and to bring Satyug upon the planet. And then to give you that, to give us that tools to complete that mission, he gave us Gurbani, which is also perfect, has a perfect truth. But also, he gave us a Khalsa Panth, people who are going to carry out that mission. It's like the UN's got a good mission, peace and equality all over the world. But the UN is toothless, hasn't got an army. You know? Guru Sahib is perfect, they have got an army. Yeah? They've got the Khalsa army, they've made their own army to carry out their mission. So the system is complete, there's nothing missing. So, although I said earlier it's not a good meaning, but Guru is a teacher. You know? But imagine this, yeah? Just all of you imagine for a second. How many of you know people that come to Gurdwara and learn nothing? Just put your hands up if you know people or you yourself have come to Gurdwara and learned nothing. Gosh, everybody's hand is up. Now, when we go to school, do we have to learn something? Yeah? So why is a Gurdwara not like a school? How come we can get away with going to the Gurdwara and not learning anything? It's become a Guru Kar. You know, you can go see your teacher. Like if I know some classing and my kids go to his school, then they're going to go and learn maths, right? But let's say I know some classing, I decide to go to his house for dinner. He says, Ajay, he calls me over. And then while I'm at his house, my kids aren't going to learn any maths, are they? Well, they're not expected to learn maths when they go to visit them as a friend. Yeah? So what's happening in our Gurudwara is become a Guru Kar and not a Gurudwara. Because Gurudwara hoye, soji paisi. We're not learning. We just go there to visit. And then what do? We do exactly what we do in a visit. Hi, have some langar and then thanks very much, see you next time. The learning isn't happening. So if it was a school, they'd stop you at the entrance and they'd be like, Kitna padya hai? What class you up to? Can you read Gurmukhi? Do you understand Japji Sahib? You go into this class. And you, oh no Gurmukhi, no, you go into that class. And they will work out where we are and send us on to a class. And then maybe they say, right, at the end of all these classes, we're going to have a little assembly. Yeah? That will be a summary of everybody's learning. But what's happening now is assembly all day long. All day long assembly. One person at the top, different levels, talking. People are bored, isn't he? He's a guide as well. For him to be a guide, he has to be walking that path. So he's a guide on a path. He's at the front. He leads the way. So that's one way of understanding him, that you're on a path of spirituality towards oneness. And Maharaj is at the front leading it. Doctor. Yeah, he's a doctor. Because we're ill. Maharaj says, Jo dise so rogi. Rog rahat karo satguru jogi. Everybody is diseased. We talked about this yesterday as well in the Dukh. Everybody, literally, we were sitting in that room, we put the hands up. Everybody said they'd been through some kind of disease. Mental road, physical road. Guru Sahib is a doctor. Now it's no good having the medicine on a desk or in a shelf high up, covered up with a rumala. Medicine is the vine, and then you have to eat the medicine regularly. I remember just a week ago I was listening to Katha. For some reason, I don't know, a hardly Western channel, but I put it on. And there was a Akhand Path going on in 25 Singh Akhand Path going on in Italy. And the Paisa was doing Katha. He said, if you don't like saying God's name, that means you're ill. meant to like saying God's name. We've come from God. So our essence is, we are part of God. Now if we don't like saying the name of the one who made us, then we are diseased already. The thing is, if we recognize that we're diseased, then we're going to have to take medicine. The state what we saw in Python, you saying yesterday, sometimes you feel alarm, sometimes you don't. That means it's a sign that you're diseased. Not like how you know you're wrong, but there's a disease that's taken over. It's taken an arm away from you. So that bliss of that connection is a sign that you're healthy. You know, it's like your state. And the healthier you are, the more bliss you feel. So the minute you fall ill, what should you do? Go to see the doctor. Just like you would do with your kids. When you go see the doctor, don't just ignore the illness, it will just get worse. If you feel the numb, and you stop feeling the numb, stop doing what you're doing, and go to the doctor. Pucho, Dasodi, what's wrong with me? Fix me up. Yeah? Because Maharaj's job is to fix us up. They take a relationship, they say, I am the doctor. You know? Mera Vaid, Guru Govinda. Har har naam okhad mukdeve kaate jabti. So he's doctor, so we got to go see him when we're ill. Yeah? So we can see ourselves as you know, I see myself as a diseased person on the road to recovery. If I don't take this medicine, it's going to help me. So nickname is your medicine. Huh? But if we're feeling it, then it will be our medicine, it will make us feel better. Homemade killer. So he's like an assassin with a gun full of naam bullets in it. And he just... Everybody's sitting there, oh, disease, homemade is killing me, the homemade needle loga hai, daru pi ismoe. And Maharaj is like, bang, bang, kirpa kare ji aapne, ta Guru ka shabad kamane. Then we get the Guru shabad. So he kills homemade. But you see, homemade, it's a funny thing, homemade is like, Maharaj says, homemade needle loga hai. It's the biggest disease, yeah? But then Maharaj said, daru pi ismoe. How can the solution for homemade be in homemade? It's a long time I spent thinking just this. Now I don't know if I got the answer, but what seems to make a little bit of sense to me is you need a little bit of homemade to get rid of homemade. The little bit of homemade you need is to be able to give yourself to your Guru. Yeah? That little bit of homemade is that you have to give yourself to your Guru, and you have to be a bit selfish when it comes to giving yourself to your Guru, because the world will take you away from giving yourself to your Guru. Sir dije, gaana kije. The solution is giving yourself, but this accompanying that solution is you've got to ignore everybody else in the world and do it for yourself. We're talking about our Guru. You're going to have to face that the world will take you away from Guru. You're going to have to face that you're going to have to ignore the world and go towards the Guru. That's how much homework we do need. Yeah? Nirmal Ankar, you want to call it. Ankar and our Guru. I want to follow you. I want to follow you. That's still home, isn't it? Home man. Home is I. Me is me. So I, me want to follow you. That's how much home we need. Then the solution is that Guru Sahib kills the rest of it. So he's a parent. We're the children. Apne balak aap rakhe, paar bilam gurdev. Guru Sahib is a father. And not only is he a father like figuratively, but quite literally, he's a father. When we take Amrit, he tells us, you're my children now. He says that you're born in Girsgar Sahib, your father is Guru Gobind Singh Ji, mother is Mata Sahib. So he doesn't just take that like softly. One is specifically, he changes our name, gives us his surname as well. No? So he's given us his name just like you would become the child of your father. So for me, I'll tell you what impacted me was that same idea of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji in Delhi when they gave their Shahidi. And Guru Gobind Rai as a child asked me, what happened to those Sikhs? Those 500 Sikhs. Yeah? And they were Uttar Kaise gaye, na? And I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, "Tu bhi Uttar gaya." You're Munna, you're sitting there with nothing on your head. And then one day he felt you were sick. And I believed in this mission that he gave about saving the world. That's what really got me the mission. The big mission of just helping everybody and not having the seva aspect. And the ethics and the morality of God was unparalleled. And I'm looking at myself thinking, no one knows you're asleep. And I had 3 kadiyas at the time. I was like, that's not going to cut it. You can't have this kadiyah everywhere. You've got to go to the next level. So I decided to put the star on my head at that time. But that was like the step towards your Guru. Ki, I want to look like your son or your daughter. I don't want them to think, yeah? And then he's a friend and a brother. Maharaj is definitely a friend. Definitely. He made him meet Gurudev. He's the best friend ever. He listened to you when everybody else would turn away. You might be at the bottom pit, everybody's turned away, but Maharaj, like yesterday talking, and they would always listen. He's open, doors always open. And then we call him brother as well, because Maharaj is male. But he says that Tu mera pita, tu hai mera mata, tu mera bandha, tu mera prata. You're my brother. So if you want a big brother, Guruji is a big brother. And he is actually physically a big brother as well. Because he took Amrit as well. He became part of the Khalsa Panth. Ape Guru Chela. If all the Khalsa are brothers and sisters, then he is definitely one of our brothers as well. Amrit Data, we know that, Sadguru se ko naam tande, Guru ka se ko dipagi. But simplicity, Maharaj simplifies the whole thing. For me, Guru is just keeping it simple. There's loads of things that are complicated. Maharaj said, just keep it simple. Follow me. That's it. It's simple. Just follow him. Just do what he says. You get it. Even Bhai Gurdas simplifies it even easier. He says, Guru Sikhi da karam eho. I always get this quote wrong, so I apologize in advance. Normally I get some words a bit wrong. Bhai Gurdas says, what is Sikhi? Guru orders, the Sikh does. See? Guru Parmai, Guru Sikh Karna. Simplifies the whole thing. Vedame Namatamai. You could have read loads of books. You could have read loads of different things in the old days before Maharaj came around. But now they just made it simple. Siddha, straight, say Wahaguru's name. That's it. Solution is in Naam. Sing Kirtan. How easy could it be? You just sit at Gurudwara, people are singing the Kirtan already, you just got to join along and sing it. It's so simple, isn't it? And through that we can get Maharas and get Mukti just from singing. Yeah, for me it's just like, this is... And then he's revolutionary as well. For me, there's nothing like Maharaj in the world. They are totally revolutionary. To change the world. I want you to just imagine this, and we do a simple, just for a second, close your eyes, yeah? You know why Maharaj is revolutionary? Right. Just imagine a world now without Sikhi. So Guru Nanak Ji never came to Punjab. Yeah? What would have happened? The Mughals would have ruled Punjab, India, to now. Guru Gobind Singh Ji never fought against the Mughals. This system of equality never came. There is no such thing as langar in the world anyway. There's no Harmandir Sahib that's feeding hundreds of thousands or millions of people a year. There's no such example like Bhai Talu Singh for the world, no such example like Bhai Kanhaiya Ji for the world. It never happened. Women and men are so unequal in India. There's no Kirtanis, there's no Katha from... It never happened. There's no such thing as Sukhmani Sahib, no such thing as, Japji Sahib to calm the souls in the morning. What would have happened to the world? Where would it be if Maharaj had never come here?
It's just painful.
Yeah.
It's so painful just to
Yeah.
that we wouldn't be able to live without all Maharaj's goodness.
But that's why they're revolutionary, isn't it? And just imagine now, had you come out of that system and they put you into the system back of Guru Nanak Dev Ji or Guru Gobind Singh Ji's time, and you saw, you just imagine that how much it hurt you. Now you imagine that's the exact feeling that people would have felt when they came to meet Guru. Having come out of that system, to come to meet Guru, I mean even practically, now, we're living here, it's all Guru's house Kirpa. In India, Sikhi wouldn't survive there. Maharaj took it out. British Raj over India wouldn't have really happened had the Sikhs not got rid of the Mughal kingdom first. Yeah? If the British Raj had never happened, the world wars might have been lost because the Sikhs never joined on. The Indian army might never have fought. Europe now could be a Nazi country. It's crazy if you think about it, isn't it? But now imagine that person that walked in off the off the road and just walked into Guru Nanak Dev's Darbar and saw this truth now, Bargat, it would have felt amazing, innit? So here's one way we don't think of Guru Nanak Dev Ji as a lion. Bhagavad describes him as a lion. Look. He says that Bukya Singh Mirgavali Sapan Nija. He calls him a lion, that he roared in the jungle and all the deer ran away. So who's the deer? When he came here, when he roared, who's the deer? He's calling him a Singh. And where Singh scares away the Devi Devte, it says in Bani. The Devi Devte ran away and all the false Guru Pakhandis ran away. Because the truth has come now, on their day, Rasta, their time is finished. He's also an advocate, he's a lawyer for us. Anybody here a lawyer? Come on, there must be somebody. Put your hands up if you're a lawyer. It could be me. Your parents are disappointed. Oh, I'm always supposed to be a lawyer. Almost I'm pushing out to a lawyer. So he's an advocate. Jaisa Sadguru Sunita, Taiso he man beat. Vichhadya mere Prabhu, har darge ka basit. On that day of judgment, he speaks for us there. In fact, he speaks from where he speaks from, Taramraj and his his Jambu, they can't even come close to us. Because he's spoken for us. And he's a Bicholan as well. If you're not an Ansar, yeah? Some people started saying, he saw another college, they say, Fere Karni Lord Nahi Hai. Have you heard that? Some people say, why do you have to go around Guru Granth Sahib Ji? People do it now. People in another college, they're standing up and matha taking and listening to the people and saying, you read the Shabad before the Fere. Another college, read the Shabad just before that. What does it say there? It says that the Guru has decided that the marriage must happen. They call and then Guru says Fere Karo. The word he uses is Fere Karo. So they say, so I can call it Fere. It's not a wrong word. Because it's such describing Vani as Fere. Now, who is he marrying us off to? Akal Guru Bhai. So he's the Bicholan. And I said this last one, I'll finish off with this bit. 3 forms of Guru. Most of us now think about Guru as just one form. Yeah? Guru Granth Sahib Ji. But because some words have been changed and it's changed our consciousness. Not to say that Guru Granth Sahib Ji is not our Guru. Of course, they are Sadguru. But Bhai Nandlal Ji was a Sikh of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. And Bhai Nandlal Ji asked Guru Gobind Singh Ji, how can I get your darshan? Because Maharaj, you said, your darshan. Every day do your darshan. Guru Gobind Singh says, listen Nandlal carefully. I'll explain to you what I am. I got 3 forms, Maharaj says. And this is a Prashna Uttar, means question answer, Q&A. This is one of the Q&As from Guru Gobind Singh Ji now. And it's written down that way. It says, Nandlal said, Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, Nandlal said, Sri Guru Vaj, Nandlal Vaj. And Nandlal Ji says, he's a Sikh of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. No? Maharaj explained to me your 3 forms. Maharaj says, there's Sargun, Nirgun, and Guru Shabad. It's key for us to understand this. Last week you can't see it. Sargun is the Khalsa. Maharaj doesn't describe the Sargun form as their own physical body. They say the Sikh is my Sargun form. So the Khas form is the Khalsa, the Guru Khalsa. Khalsa mere roop hai, Khas. Khalsa mein wo karu libas. So he says the Sikh is this form, the Khalsa is this form. Then Maharaj says the Nirgun form. They say the Nirgun form is in every single soul. So that must be God. What's the only thing inside every single soul is God. Sab mein hai Jod, Jod hai Soy. Guru is the Jod. Vaheguru is the Jod. Same thing. In Vaheguru is the word Guru. He's in there already. The hint is, he's given the hint. Vaheguru. And then the Guru Shabad form. And it says in Bani, Guru ki Murat, Guru Shabad. Guru's word is the Guru's form. So of course Guru Granth Sahib is our Guru. But the Khalsa is also our Guru. We can't get Amrit unless we have both of them there. Panch Pyare and Guru Granth Sahib Ji. You cannot have Amrit and Java without Guru Granth Sahib Ji. You can't just get 1 thing together and do Kasam Chal. Guru Granth Sahib Ji has to be present, and there has to be somebody in Chol Sadhi Seva, Tabya Seva the whole time. You need 6 pyare. And they all, one person has to be there as well, as a Granthi. And then okay. Quickly, people ask this question all the time. Because you know the people out there, there's loads of fake gurus pretending to be Sadguru now. And the favourite thing I say is, you need a person to be your guru. You need a physical guru, don't they? It's what they all say, Radha Swamis, all these, not necessarily, what's Narankaris, Narantaris, whatever you want to call them. That's what they say. So quickly I thought I'd go through this. Does Guru Granth Sahib Ji fulfill the purpose of a guru? It gives us enlightenment. Gives us Amrit Bani, Har Har Teri, Sun Sun Hoga, Param Gadamiri. So we get the highest state of enlightenment through Bani, singing Kirtan. It gives us actually Nityanem as well. So we should be feeding God through Nityanem. So it's about this Dasam Dwar, the Anand coming in. Then, advice. You've all been told before. Sukhraja Singh Sita yesterday told this story about how he got Hukum Rahman. For me, same thing. I came to similar sort of camp, but I was probably there, Boss Camp 2000. And on the last day, they were in India at that time. Some of the things probably from here were there. You know? I turned up Munna, my bed was about that long. And on the last day, I took a Hukamnama to say, should I go to India and learn Punjabi? And Hukamnama said, take over it. So when you ask for advice, it's like, the story we heard, are you sure? Sometimes you throw a net out, you catch a crocodile, not just a fish. So I was asking a question, but I asked advice. But when you ask advice, you've got to be prepared to take the advice as well. Because what you get afterwards might not be what you expected. So for me, the crocodile I caught was take Amrit. And I was not prepared, not at all. But I just thought, I got 2 options. Ignore my guru's advice, right? Think I'm better and do it my way. Or just follow his advice and then do it his way. So that's it, next morning that was me. He said, you never tell you the history of the fun. Just never done part ever, never done any W, so I've never understood it either. I used to just get bored by it because I didn't understand anything, just fall asleep. But I had to try it. And so all the Bani I'm talking now, I was taught, was done after I took Amrit. And that was a gift. Because imagine finding out the Guru was so amazing after he'd already taken Amrit. You already committed to it, but the Bani was a bonus on top. The Bani is so amazing. Yeah, but it was all after I'd already decided I was going to become one of his children. Then, so another way that he gives advice is Kirtan. When you go to Gurdwara, you can hear Kirtan, that's his advice. Then also he gives advice by Bani in your head. You ask for things and Bani will pop up in your head. Because that's the benefit of learning Bani. You're allowing him inside you. And the tuk will come up in your head and have the solution that what you were looking for as well. Hukamnami can come, virtual, beam direct. Also, the Guru Khalsa is his form, so you can take advice from the Khalsa. So Vaishnava was saying yesterday, because you can go and get advice from people that are Sani Gurmukhs, because that's the Guru Khalsa, Guru's root. He can give Amrit, essential for any Guru. He can give you a red. Any Guru who doesn't give you a red isn't worth anything. What's he doing? Just giving you no red. There was a guy, what are they called? Radha Swamis, yeah. So I'm on my kids, my little boy's, nursery. He was leaving, and there was this guy there, Indian guy, and he came up to me and he said, and then he's like, I see that we are Radha Swamis. I go, alright, cool. And I said, what do you guys do? What do you have to do? What's your red? Or he said, no, we have no such restrictions. And I said, alright. No such. I said, but do you have a prescription? Because Bani is my prescription for my Guru. It's for medicine every day. Now come on, I'll get better. But they got no prescription. So how can it be a Guru? You're not trying to fix your problem. We are Rogi, we need disease. Okay. Sorry, there'll be reflection after this. No break. Sorry, I'm not used to the sort of break. Okay. So the other rahat he gives is Gurbani is the main rahat, isn't it? Gurbani is the main rahat. Wherever you see hukam, it'll always be Bani, jab Bani gavo, Bani padho. And even when it says ki tana mana tana sab sonp ko hukam maniye paiye, hukam maniyo guru kera gavo sachi Bani. The first hukam is always ki naam Bani, naam japo and Bani padho. Yeah? Even when it says Amrit Vela, such naam, vadiyai vichar. What's vadiyai vichar? Bani. Bani is vadiyai vichar, isn't it? All of Bani is vadiyai of Kalpurik, is vichar upon that vadiyai. So Kirtan Katha and the Panchor is all explained, and all of Bani explains about the Panchor and what we should do to fight it. He can give Kirpa, Guru Granth Sahib Ji can give Kirpa. If you move towards Bani, you will get blessed. That's it. That's how you get Kirpa from Guru Granth Sahib Ji. The more Bani you read, and the more Satkar you get to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, the more you get blessed. Guru Granth Sahib Ji can give you love. Firstly, you can love Guru Granth Sahib Ji itself. Doing their seva, looking after them. When they go to class and when they come to Prakash. Yeah? You can love Gurbani itself. You can love singing Gurbani. You can love reading Bani. The kind of person you want to become is the kind of person that when they're feeling a bit down, they go to Bani. When they get happy, they go to Bani as well. Khushi mein speak Bani padni hai. Then you can sing Bani to get love. Not only can you love Bani, but Bani can give you love for a God for the Bible. Yeah? Bani is the way to fall in love with it, by singing. You must have felt that in a Kirtan. When I sing Kirtan in the bar, people say, why do I feel tearful? I'm like, good, cry in Kirtan. Where else are you going to cry? We have to fall in love. One of the main things that in love is you stop to cry. So we're supposed to cry in Kirtan. No, it's not weird or awkward, it's the way it's meant to happen. There's so much Bani which talks about that your eyes are full of tears. Then, seva. We can do seva of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. You need a guru to do his seva. Right? So one way of saying that seva, I guess the easier translation of seva is to serve. So we need to serve our guru. We can serve Gurbani. We can serve Guru Granth Sahib Ji. We can submit to Gurbani. What Gurbani says, the Hukamnama every morning, we can submit to that. We can submit to the Upadesh of Guru as well. When we have problems, we can submit our head to that Bani. But also we can submit, we can join others to Gurbani. When we say seva, becomes a servant, becoming a servant of Bani. So singing it and getting others to sing it. And we can get darshan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, just like you would expect darshan of your Guru. Guru ka darshan dekh jiva. Guru ke charan toye jiva. Yeah? And then Prakash is the best, it's the best time. When you see Maharaj coming down like a king. Everybody's falling behind. And you can mantra take to him as well. And you can get spiritual darshan as well of Bani. What I mean by that is, when you're reading Bani, you can get darshan of Guru there. Bani jumps off the pages. And you can meet Bani. You can be talking to Bani itself. And Guru's hukam. Why is Guru Granth Sahib Ji our Guru? Because Guruji did the hukam of it. So hukam mani hai parwan. Sikhi is about following the hukam. When people ask me about case and all that kind of stuff, I just say the same thing. It's Guru's hukam. We don't need to know anything else. Whatever he says, we have to do. He's the master. So Maharaj is sleeping on the floor and Guru Al Granth is on his bed. So of course it's our Guru. If he can give us so much of God, apakade ki hai. And the Shabad Maro. That's the last one. I don't know, you can't see that, but it's just Shabad Maro. Bani is about dying in Shabad. So Guru Granth Sahib Ji is going to kill our home. It's not going to die in Shabad. We're not going to die. Physically, we're not going to die. So what does it mean? It means our ego is going to die. And we're going to live forever in an arm. So ego killer, that's a Shabad. Bani is that bullet that Maharaj has. It's described in Bani. Bani is described as an arrow. Okay, I'm going to take it a little bit political. You know, when we're thinking about applying all of this, they said, like, try to, how do we do this? How do we build a relationship with our Guru? I think At a personal level, all of you can kind of work that out for yourself. But also, to understand at the personal level, sometimes you need to understand at the Bantik level as well. We can go outside in. We can know our role by looking at the whole Bantik role as well. So, at the world level, responsibility Maharaj has given us of this Bani as a Guru is that we have to actually protect all the saints, the Dharmi people, which are described in the Sahib, in the Asant Chapter Sampar, and destroy all the Dusht, the bad people. That's our hukum. Asant Murak Atakul. So, Maharaj is saying that God said this to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, Jahan tahan tum taram bithalo, dosh dokhe pakar bithalo. So this is our responsibility. This is really going to get a good prasad as well. If we do this, we get kirpa. At a Pantik level, as an individual level, we get kirpa when we start to follow his hukum. So on a personal level, we have to serve the Panth and protect Sikhi. But also we need to lead the Panth. As a Khalsa Panth, the Khalsa is the leader. So if you're not part of the Khalsa Panth, then you should submit to the Khalsa as your Guru, as your leader. You don't need these committees nowadays. These committees are anti-Sikhi. They're a British invention. It wasn't our own invention. British invented it. Yeah? Same with the voting system. That's British invention as well. It's not our system. You don't see Baba Deep Singh standing up and saying, let's get a vote in the dance. Yeah? Right? Only the Khalsa could vote at that time. It wasn't any old banda turns up and says, I can vote. You don't see Kali Kula Singh sitting there getting a vote in that same way. Only the Khalsa was voting. But also, the system of Gurmata has gone now. Whenever we have a Pantik Morcha nowadays, you know, like the Downing Street Morcha and stuff like this, what you don't see is us applying this system. No one sits down and says, right, what should we do as a Pandit, with the Pandit Pyare at the front? No one sits down and says, let's do a Gurmata. Let's agree unanimously, and let's take a Hukamnama from Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and let's do it properly, as per our system of our Guru. What do? You decide. Just do something. Without invoking Guru's power, we do something. And then it inevitably fails. And then we say, I don't know, man. I don't know why we're not getting Guru's kirpa. It's rather like, you know, having a go at the doctor when you haven't had the medicine. He's given us a medicine, we're not doing it. Now, the slogans that we've been given are stuff like this: Deg, Deg, Fateh. Give food and protection to everybody all over the world. If we do this, Deg, Deg, Fateh, then we say, Panth ki jeet hovegi. Because when we start to do this kind of Dharam Seva all over the world, people are going to try to stop us. You only jeet when you have an enemy. So the enemy is going to be the people that stop us trying to do this Seva everywhere. When we destroy them, then that's going to be Panth ki jeet. And when it becomes Panth ki jeet, then Raj karega Khalsa. Then the Khalsa will rule the world. Because people will actually give us the Raj. They'll say, not only have you fed us and protected us, you destroyed all the tyrants. You're the only people worthy of it. So it's a dictatorship of the Khalsa. But it's benevolent. Sarvata Palavaste, we take over. But first we have to become worthy of that as well. He won't give it to us until we're worthy in the first place. So now, you know this quote is what I was thinking about. Maharaj says, Pehla maran kabool, jeevan ki chadaas, hoye sabna ki ranka, to aao hamare paas. If you want to build a relationship with our Guru, the prescription is in Bani, right? It says this 4 steps. First, accept death. What's happening now is our mentality is we're scared of death. Appa maran ki tyaar hi nahi, kabool nahi karna. Well, I'll give you an example. People say, don't get critical, don't get controversial, you might lose your visa to India. Of all the things that we're worried about our visa to India. Jimmy, not going to India is going to kill us. There's more katha on gurmatvichar.com than there is in India. You could spend your whole, from now until death, if you listen to an hour of katha a day, there's still enough on gurmatvichar for you to get by. Yeah? From the best people in the world. You know, and we're trying to stop Shahidis. And gone are those days when 19-year-old mothers are trying to stop their kids from getting Shaheed, and the son is saying, Nema Shahidi Prabhat. It's happening now as well. We're trying to stop the Shahidi of our Pantratans. Instead of being thinking they're going to die and come back into the panth, the body will die, but the soul will not die. The soul cannot die. So the soul has to either come back or get mukti. Either he's going to go to Guru Sahib's charan, or he will come back into the panth. But we have a mother Vishwas, we think he's actually going to die physically. So we try to stop the Shahidi. And even Sarabjit Singh Rajwana TV started his channel on the day that the Gyani was handing out letters at the Gurdwara. And he said, Keri Kushi Vich. He said, Kuki Rajwana fasting like me. And he goes, you're celebrating that fasting like me. He's still in jail. You're celebrating that he's not going to die. What's our mentality, bro? So, we try to stop Shahidi. Then Mala says, Jeevan ki chada as. And we've got the busy with life pant going on. Apply it to ourselves, pantik level and ourselves. Amrit is cheap nowadays, isn't it? We just carry on with our normal life. There's no more price on the head of the sick. So we just take Amrit and we just go back to work. Just now people are like, what's happening? Oh, you grown your baby? Yeah, I'll become more of a Sikh now, that's it. But what about this whole Jeevan ki chada as? Serving the panth. Every time you ask someone for help for doing something, like, all the Sevadars in the panth know exactly what I'm talking about. What they say, sorry man, I'm really busy about this work thing, family thing, friends. You wonder, like, where is the brother and Khalsa? They're probably just staying, waiting out. And then you get this, the Hankari, Amrit Hankari. It's crazy actually, when Mara is saying that, that we should be serving the panth. Where Guru Gobind is in his own form, right? And they were the most nimrata of everybody. They had the nimrata of highest nimrata in the world. They were serving everybody. We've got people now who just, I had a girl, some of our Sevadas are giving out leaflets for the channel. She said, I don't need to learn the basics of Sikhi. They go, but it's got Tapti Sahib Katha and stuff, She said, no. I've taken Amrit from Nirvana Kasata. That's what she said. I'm not even Amrit, she said, I've done Amrit Shakti. And I thought, oh dear. I heard about it afterwards. So, is that what's happening now? That Amrit has become the goal? Or is it this initiation? Is Amrit the goal? Is it the initiation? It's the initiation, isn't it? It's submission and then you carry on learning. So, now what's happening is, it's become the goal to the point where after it, we stop. That's enough. That's to be the initiation ceremony to then walk this path. And then it pushes away all the youth. Because it's like I said yesterday in the discussion, because the ladies, one point that came up was sometimes the Monday people get along better than the Sikhs, the Singhs and the Kauls. And that's really messed up. We're actually physically bound as a family. We're actually a family. And the last bit you can't see there is this don't rely on Guru Panth. Let me see if I can get out of that. Okay. So we're saying, look, Maharajas, I'm going to repeat this quote, that we say every day, Sabnaga La Samrata Swami, Sokyo Monisare. If he's powerful in all things, why are we ignoring him? But we're not invoking his power, right? He's giving us the power and the system how to bring him into it. And we're ignoring him and standing in front of Downing Street and doing benti to the Prime Minister. Is he our Guru? Why are we outside his house? Why we haven't got a Pantik Morcha outside the Gurdwara and have a big Gurmata across the whole UK and decide ourselves what we want to do? So we're not relying on the Guru Panth, we're not relying on the Guru Granth, we're not taking Hukumnama, we're not doing Gurmata. We're just standing outside other people's houses and begging them to help us. And you get this sign, I want you to just imagine, right, for 1 second. Just close your eyes, I'll finish off with this one. Just close your eyes for a second. I want you to imagine Bajan Wale, Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj on a horse, yeah? They got a balcha in their hand, they got kirpan in the other hand, right? They're holding their horse, they got so many things around them. And now Maharaj now picks up a plaque, one of those placards, he picks up a placard. And on this placard, I want you to imagine if you could see this sentence. Sikhs want justice. Can anybody imagine my Guru holding that up? Or our Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj? Now I want you to imagine the same picture now. Right? Close your eyes. Imagine the same picture. Now Guru Gobind Singh Ji holding up the same placard, but now it says, Sikhs give justice. Can we see that one? So now you imagine what we do behind of his roof, and with his form, we walk around saying Sikhs want justice. It's all but gone. Hukumname Gurmata Sarvat Khalsa. And when we do get together, we don't follow it through. Every 6 months there used to be a Gurmata. In Vaisakhi time, it was in Anandpur side. In Diwali time, it was in Harmandir side. There's no reason why we can't have the same here. There's no reason why the Panth here can't meet every 6 months. You know, we do South or Vaisakhi time, maybe up north or somewhere, Midlands, down here somewhere. You know, 6 months later. Oh, hands up. Okay, so basically, sticking to that system then, this is what we should, this is like a suggestion for what we can do. Just follow the same path, but now do it, which is accept death. For me, that death means thinking long term. Accepting death means thinking long term. Keep marna hi na marna. Malla murna marna pi kartaro dharna. To accept that we're going to die on a personal level means to accept that all the things that we hold dear to us right now are going to go. So thinking long term means I'm going to go as well, so I better do something about where I've got to go next. Or there's no other way away from it. Then Mother is saying, ki Jeevan ki chadas. So we've got to make Sikhi our life. We've got to think long term. Not sorry, we've got to, it's not just Sundays, basically. We've got to make Sikhi our life. Everything else got to come second. Because we're the ones that are given the head. If you're Amritari, you're dead. Amritaris were made by dying and then coming back to life. It can't be I'm alive and I'm Amritari. It has to be you're dead and then you're Amritari. So we have to serve the Panth. We have to become the most humble people that serve this Panth. And any Amritari, if they do seva of the people that are not Amritari, of the people that are coming into the Panth, they are becoming Samanaki Nanaka. Serve the Khalsa Panth most, but also serve everybody else. Don't have that you're not as good as me mentality. You should be that I'm the Guru's representative, I'm here to serve you. What do you want? And the final thing is, to aao hamare paas. Then go to the Guru. Don't go anywhere else, go to the Guru. Which means, for me, is accepting Guru Granth Sahib Ji and Guru Khalsa Panth as a Guru. And relying upon that only. Never holding hands in front of anybody else to help. The Khalsa can't do it, it's not in our home to have it in the first place. When the Khalsa can do it, then it's alright. Until then, we don't want to beg from anybody else. And Bani is telling us that as well. Bani is saying, Tusi do, otherwise we don't want it. And then this. So, the little steps there, just put these three, is trusting Guru that they are perfect. There's a joke about this. There's a guy hanging on the side of a mountain, about to fall off. And he's like, help, anybody help, help, anybody help. And there's a sound comes from heaven. He goes, what do you want? He goes, who's that? He goes, it's God. He goes, God help me, I'm about to fall off. God goes, let go. Let go, don't worry, trust me. And he goes, anybody else? Anybody else? So we have to trust our Guru, yeah? We've got to trust that he's going to catch us if we jump off into his hands. We've got to trust that Guru Gobind Singh Ji knows what he's on about. You know? If they say, aao mere paas, then let's go to him, and let's trust that he will catch us. And then we make the steps towards him. So, and also, when it comes to Gurmat, don't get scared of the word Gurmat. Just think of it in these two ways. What did Guru Sahib do, and what did Guru Sahib say? Right? His actions, they explain things that we can't get in Bani, and then his Bani as well. Like, you don't get in Bani describing to you what happened in Gwalior when Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji left Bandi Chhod. But that's a great lesson. So what did they say? What did they do? We have to teach everybody that. Ourselves and all the other people that are in the Bandi. Rest will happen by themselves. So that's what that course is, this Why Guru course is kind of basically about that. The basics of what did Guru Sahib say and what do they do. So hopefully we'll come to other places across the country. And then the last thing is, which you've been stressed again, I'll stress it myself as well. Ardas and Hukumnama. That's key for any Sikh. Jo kuch bhi hoye na, naal kasam chale ardas. When I walk with him, then do ardas and just ask him what he thinks. Don't ever think ki Maharaj Bere again, that they can't speak. They can most definitely speak. So start with Hukumnama. But then, be prepared. You might come up with a hukum. That's going to blow your mind.
But you're an example that Maharaj is right. Look where you've come.
No, I just do whatever he says.
Yeah, but if you just turned away,
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Sikhi, but maybe in many years' time when they're next done. But you're the example that Maharaj is right.
People said then, you're not ready.
But Maharaj
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I say, don't ever think about Amrit as put on the 5Ks. That wasn't the test. Don't ever think he said, want to be part of the Khalsa or do your nickname. That wasn't the test. The test was, are you going to give your head to Guru? If you're ready for giving your head to your Guru, then ask him if you should give your head to him. And he'll tell you, Don't worry about the rest of it. It will just fall into place. All the bakshish Many people say you keep your head. I say your head keeps you. And a lot of people say that as well. Your head keeps you. All your qadars, everything else there, helps you to stay in Sikhi on this path.